Hey guys, Comic Book Steve here again with another haul. This one is going to be a double video in one. It's some new books I picked up over the past week or so, a very small amount. Some from my comic shop, a couple from eBay, and a few from new release this week. And then I'm also doing a contest entry from Merc with AMouth contest. Yeah, congratulations, Merc. I actually subscribed to you through seeing the Amazing Murfinator, his contest entry. What was it, last week? The contest looked like a lot of fun, so I thought I'd check your channel out. And I like obviously I like comic books, so you got a good collection there. And so I subscribed, and yeah, I wanted to partake in the contest. And yeah, so that'll be the second part of this video. First, let's go into the new haul. We'll start with new releases, per usual. Very light week this week. In fact, it's two books I usually don't collect on a monthly basis. First one is, let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, that's a little better. First one is All New, All Different Avengers number 9, the Age of Apocalypse variant. You literally only got this for the variant. It's cover price. I like the style. I wanted to get this one because I had SpiderMan, Miles Morales on it, even though his rendition of Apocalypse and Apocalypse Horseman is kind of doesn't have a lot of imagination to it. It looks like you can take that image and really just put it on like a Tron variant, and it would look like a Tron variant. There's not a lot of thought into that costume revision other than just putting lights on his webs and stuff. I think the spider's upside down, maybe. I can't remember if that's on his regular costume, but anyway, I still thought it was fun, so I picked it up. They only had one copy at the Newberry I went to, so I grabbed it. The other one I got was Ultimates number 7. I picked this one up because I had number 6, and I wanted to see what they were going to do with Thanos. This seems to, like the title, the header on top suggests, leads directly into, or is about to lead directly into Civil War 2.0 that came out for Free Comic Book Day. So there's a little. I hope the next issue clears up even more about it. It's not going to clear up the characterization problems I had in Civil War 0, but what can you do? That's Bendis for you. Sometimes he's like that. I don't really like Bendis's events. I think I've mentioned that before, but when he does events, I don't know. Something about him just really bothers me. House of M was probably his best one. I can still read that and enjoy it. I really like the Spider-Man Gwen moments, obviously. Thought they had some powerful moments there. It dragged on buying it month to month, but reading it all at once, I think it's pretty good. Secret Invasion, I thought was a wasted opportunity. And Age of Ultron was not bad. Not fantastic, but that's, So I'm not really looking forward to Civil War 2. I'll probably check out the reviews before I dive into it once it comes out. But anyway, yeah, this one was pretty good. Yeah. And that was it for new releases this week. Let's leave those up there. Off eBay, I got Spider-Man Unlimited number 5. This is the last issue in the series. Didn't last that long. Neither did the cartoon. I only got this because it was the last issue. I thought it was interesting seeing an alternate version of Wolverine. So that was kind of fun. I think it was like $3 maybe. Then I got Amazing Spider-Man 14 from the second series. It was one of the ones I was missing from that early run in the second series. Awful run, if you've ever read it. The Mackie Byrne run. I don't know. I mean, to each their own, but it was, for me, those were dark times. But it was a lower printed era of Spider-Man, so they're desirable because they're not, like, always, you don't always see them. This one was the last one I was missing from that run. I'll probably try to get another copy of 28, just because mine is not, like, terribly beat up, but I want to get a better copy. It has a few dings on it. Anyway, so that was it for eBay, and then I got off of my comic shop. I got 3 books. First one is Dark Reign, the List Punisher. I think this is 1 in 100 or 1 in 175 Frank Cho variant. Actually, one of the other covers. This one was they didn't have those in stock. The second print or the first print. This is the only one they had in stock. It was I think $11 or $17. I used credit on it, so it didn't feel like a big deal. I'm surprised it was as cheap as it was. This is probably one of my favorite single issues in all of the comics I've ever read in my life. I love that they took it to the next level with Docket and Punisher. I mean, it kind of got weird after this. I do like Frankencastle. Not crazy about how they resolved the Frankencastle plotline, but I do like how this issue ended, where it's like you're the Punisher going up against essentially Shield, with the Son of Wolverine chasing you down. Probably not going to go very well. So I thought it was really cool that they went they went long with that. They took the chance. I thought it paid off. So that's that one. And I got the director's cut of Captain America 34, the first Bucky ass Cap. Like I said in the last video, these are really cheap right now. These number 34. I think it's criminally cheap. Granted, they haven't. Yeah, everyone likes Chris Evans. Chris Evans wants to stay as Captain America for as long as possible. So there's no like current plans for Bucky to take over as Cap. But it's such a good storyline, and it ties in so well with the movies now. If they do ever go that route, so it's getting them for like under $5 it seems crazy to me. This one came out I think a little later, like maybe a month or two after the original release. It's essentially a second print with some additional script stuff. It's probably a lower printed version. So I have all of them now except for the Dynamic Forces cover, which is definitely the most expensive one. I don't see that go for under $50 when I see it on eBay, but even that I think is cheap for what it is. Yeah, I suggest if you see it, I would pick it up. The other one I got was Carnage: It's a Wonderful Life. I actually thought this was worth a little more than it is. I got it for like $6 on my comic shop, but the ones I've seen on eBay don't get really a lot of traction. Maybe it was a hot item, maybe a year or two ago. But it is a low print run. It's a pretty cool story, I never had it, so thought I'd pick it up. And that's my haul, really. So now we're going to get into Merc with AMouth's contest. So what the questions were: your favorite Silver Age character, your favorite Modern Age character, and your favorite indie character. So yeah, let's just get into that. We'll start with my favorite Silver Age character is of course SpiderMan. I mean, I think anyone can guess that. So I'm just gonna show off some highlights from my Amazing Spider-Man collection. Maybe I have a couple others in here. No, all Amazing Spider-Man. So this is number 3 variant, the Gabriel Dell'Otto variant, an underrated variant, and a more recent variant of his. This is from the new series. I love the cover. It's very, very striking. It makes that glowing spider look cool, whereas I don't really care for it by other artists. Then we got number 692, the clone variant. Love Ben Reilly. Love the Clone Saga most of the time. Spider-Man 700, probably my favorite cover of all of Spider-Man. I adore that cover. It's such a good idea. I'm glad they used it. This is an Amazing Spider-Man, but this one's important. Untold Tales of Spider-Man number 1. So I thought long and hard about it of what my favorite run is. I get asked that a few times at work, because I know if you guys are into comics but aren't necessarily deeply invested in Spider-Man. We talk about comics a lot. I think this is my favorite run of Spider-Man. The Kurt Busiek and Pat Olliffe. I absolutely love this series. It went up to number 25. I think Olaf dropped off at like 22 or something, so you get some fill-in artists near the end. But it's a really good series. They do their best with like a timeline to try to fit it into main continuity with like this happens in between issue Steve Ditko and Stanley's issue 1 to 3. This happens. They have like a map in there near the end where they painstakingly like plot out where these issues took place. I need to read it again. I loved it the first few times I read it, and in pieces when I've read it recently. I think it's fantastic in my opinion. All the relaunches they try to do. This is a revisiting to the old days. I think this one did it right. And it was 99 cents at the time, which was awesome. So I remember getting this and I was like, this is a steal. This is like the best book that Marvel's putting out, and it's the cheapest one. Anyway. Amazing Spider-Man 655, one of my favorite recent Spider-Man standalone issues. 648, variant edition. 601, the 70 years variant. 569, a amazing Eddie Grana Venom. I remember getting this on the stand, and I picked this copy up rather than the regular cover, and I'm really glad I did, because this one's a pain in the ass to get now. But it's such a good cover. 534, very timely Civil War Cap vs. Spider-Man cover. Amazing Spider-Man 30. This one I'll always have fond memories of because it was a light in the shining. It was a light shining in the darkness coming out of the Mackie Byrne run. I was collecting that like a few issues into it and trying to get some back issues, but it really wasn't enjoyable to read. This is where Spider-Man became fun to read again. Even though I do have some problems with Straczynski's run, but overall it was, I think, pretty good. Speaking of Byrne and Mackie, issue 1 from the Amazing Spider-Man of their run. This is the authentic variant. Amazing Spider-Man 350. One of my favorite standalone Spidey issues. It would definitely be in my top 5, probably top 3. I just love how he doesn't give up in that fight against Dr. Doom, but he's completely overpowered. 346, amazing Venom. I don't like drooling, tonguey Venom, but this cover I remember as a kid salivating, no pun intended, over like waiting for this book to come out. I remember there's a preview of the cover in an Iron Man book that came out the week before or 2 weeks prior, and I was counting down the days, and back then I was like 11 years old. So time passed more slowly back then, so it was grueling to get to that Wednesday. Amazing 328, amazing cover there. Love that. This is another one of my favorite issues. I just adore that they not only did they get Todd McFarlane back to do this one last issue with where he fights the Hulk, which is cool because he did the Hulk prior to his amazing run, but it's also one of the last issues where Spidey has his cosmic powers. So whoever thought of this, hats off to them. I'm glad they thought of it before they ended the cosmic storyline. 316, one of my favorite Venom covers. 300, the Chromium variant. This one always comes out when I do like favorite books of mine in general, or Spidey books. Love that book. Another one of my favorite books, the first Black Costume, signed by Stan Lee from Boston Comic Con last year, and Ron Ferns from Pittsburgh Comic Con in like 2005 or 6. I need to get Tom DeFalco to sign this, and Roger Stern if I can ever meet them. I would totally love to just get this signed by everybody. 149, first Ben Reilly. Love Ben Reilly. Number 100, there was a recent pickup this year. Number 48, first Blocky Drago. Number 42, the first full appearance of Mary Jane. 21. No first appearance there, but it's a Steve Ditko and Stan Lee issue, so can't go wrong with that. And my earliest one, number 12. This one's one I had gotten this year as well. I love that I have one that's in the first year. My next goal, after all the house expenses and my wallet has a chance to recover, I want to try to get a book in the first 10 issues. We'll see. Sometimes that's a little hard to. I don't like to go below mid-grade, so it's a little difficult sometimes. So that's my favorite Silver Age character, Spider-Man, of course, the best. Next is, what's your favorite Modern Age character? Modern Age is always confusing to me. I mean, some people just say Golden Age, Silver Age, and Bronze Age, and then everything else is Modern Age. Some break down the Modern Age into like Copper Age and Chromium Age, and I don't know what they do after that, but and then Modern Age. So I'll just show one from the 90s, late 80s. So I think that counts as, I think that fits into the overall Modern Age. And that would be Death's Head. Obviously he's not on this cover, but this is his first appearance. It was in a Transformers magazine style book in the UK. It's really weird. I love how, not only do I really love the character, I love how bizarre his history is in like print. First appeared in Transformers UK books, and then was eventually brought into Marvel UK and eventually the Marvel Universe proper. Now they use him every so often now, but not a lot. I got a few copies of this because it was so hard to find the first time I wanted to get one, that every time I see one pop up on eBay or something, I grab it again. There's always like, it's hard. The paper's really flimsy, even the cover, so it's hard to find one in good shape. I think the best I have is probably like a fine. Some of these have writing on it, which is also hard to find without writing. Apparently that was a thing they did when they distributed these. Some of them have writing on the back, like a person's name or whatever. So that's his first appearance, number 113 with Transformers. This is his first cover appearance. He was just as tall as the Transformers back then. This is probably my favorite cover of his. It's so weird seeing him fighting like Transformers. Obviously that's Rodimus Prime. Then number 151, this was his last appearance in the Transformers book, where he got, it was really weird. There was like some explosion, and then the only thing you get later on is a text box at the end saying, and Death's head was nowhere to be seen, and then that's it. It's over. They don't like show him getting sucked away or whatever, or teleported away or whatever. It's kind of bizarre. It's almost like they decided to do that, like get rid of him in the series after the fact. But then his next appearance was in like a Doctor Who book, magazine style as well, where Doctor Who is the one that changes him into a normal human-sized character, and then teleports him into the Marvel UK universe, which is where this book comes up. So in this book he starts off, it says introducing Death's Head. So some people confuse this as his first appearance. The original the second series of Marvel cards, if you remember those, had his card on the back. It listed this as his first appearance, which confused me for a while. But this is where on the first page, or his first shot in this, you see him teleporting in and grumbling about Doctor Who transforming into a smaller character. It's kind of funny. Then he goes into his first comic where he gets a newer costume. Then I have most of his first series. It's not very long. I think I'm missing one. Kind of lazy with it because it's not hard to get, so I don't always strive to do it. This is number 8, where he has his rematch with Doctor Who. And then the last issue of his series versus the Iron Man of 2020. Then they brought him into the Marvel Universe proper. He's not on the cover of this, but This was his first appearance in the regular Marvel universe. Then She-Hulk 12, he also appeared in. I think this was my first encounter with the original Death's Head, if I can remember correctly. And then a more recent one, Revolutionary War, where he fights Death's Head 2, which is he's a very 90s Death's Head 2. I don't really like him very much, but the original one's in there, so that's why I got that. So that's my favorite modern character. Their favorite indie character is very hard for me because I don't collect a lot of indie stuff. If I was thinking of one earlier that I don't have any copies of, and I can't remember what it was. But my favorite indie character that I actually have a book of would have to be Hero Bear. I love the art in this. I love cartoon bears. I have a character that's a bear. I went to art school years ago, and one of the things I always wanted to do was try to make a comic with this character in it. I like bears are one of my favorite animals. Not to, not. It's weird. It's weird to have a favorite animal that could kill you. So it's not an animal that I would want to have as a pet. But I don't know. I just think they're really cool. So this one, I was always drawn to this comic and this character because I love the way the artist draws it, and like very cartoony, with a lot of motion in the character. So that's always fun to see. Anyway, that's about it. That's all I've got. I think that covered all the questions in that, and that was the end of my haul. So congrats again, Mercwith AMouth. I've subscribed to you, and I will continue to check out your channels when new videos pop up. You got a pretty cool collection. If you guys haven't subscribed to him, you should subscribe to him. If you like comics, he's definitely got some awesome comics. If you have subscribed to my channel, I'm sure you would definitely enjoy his. Anyway, guys, take care. Have a great day, and I'll catch you all later.